Hey guys, what's going on? This is Joshua again, and I wanted to tell you guys this very, very, very important tip that is going to allow you to leverage what you're learning in this course to be able to get a percentage of people's business. And that's right, we're going to be negotiating due to our skills with social media marketing or social search engine optimization, etc. And we're going to be leveraging that to get a percentage, or a percentage of equity as it's called, in someone's company, so that not only are you getting paid a monthly retainer, right, from 1 to 10,000 a month, or even more, right, if you have some of the bigger clients like I do, but also you're going to get a percentage of equity within their company, meaning that it could be stock bond equity, it could be percentage of gross revenue. If they say no to the equity, just say a percentage of gross revenue, or a royalty fee, which is where you get a percentage of every product sold, right? So that is all going to depend on the company that you're looking at. It's going to depend on the amount of work that needs done, et cetera, et cetera. But the first thing that you always want to do is always negotiate equity. And the reason why is because of the fact that you're gonna be doing the same amount of work that you're gonna do for the monthly fee. You might as well try to negotiate equity. And in life, we don't get what we would we don't get what we deserve in life. We get what we negotiate. And so good negotiation skills, good social skills, good communication skills is going to be crucial. And one of the things I do is I tell them a little bit higher on the monthly for a lower percentage of equity, or for a higher percentage of equity, I'll usually, or vice versa, et cetera. So basically what I'll say is, give me 10 grand a month and I'll take 5% equity. Or, it basically ranges depending on what they're comfortable with. And that leads us to our second topic here. Okay, and always remember this too, is that a closed mouth never gets fed. So that, don't be afraid to ask them. And at the same time, what I've learned from a lot of trial and error of doing this is one of the things you want to do is you want to let them sign the deal. So I've got several multi-billionaires that I consult with, and one of the things that they've taught me, because it's not just me consulting with them, the doors of wisdom are never shut. That's what Benjamin Franklin said. And so you should always be learning. Just because you teach someone else doesn't mean you can't learn from them too. And so one of the things they've taught me is whenever signing a deal like this, let them determine the price. Let them determine the percentage of equity. Because if you come out of the gate and you immediately say, oh, give me 50% of your company, kind of like Shark Tank, they're going to be, most of the time they might be a little upset because, and they might take it the wrong way too, that you're trying to be rude, et cetera, because people's companies, it's like their babies. So you don't want to say, I want 50% custody of your children, or whatever it would be. So long story short, let them sign the deal. Okay, and that way it lets you know kind of roughly where they're at. You don't want to say something too high like, oh, I want 50%, or even 20% could be disrespectful. The people have looked at it that way, right? So it's just one of those things, and so you just want to not overstep your bounds, but you also want to say, look, I really look forward into doing this with you and getting you, the results that you're after. But also, when it's all said and done, would you possibly be willing to give me a small percentage of equity that you're comfortable with? So I always say, give me what is a percentage that you are comfortable with, and then we go from there. Okay, so and that way you're not stepping on anybody's toes, you're not overriding any boundaries, and you're making more money in the long run. So these two things are incredibly powerful. There's a lot more that goes into it, but we want to keep things short and simple. We want you to go out there and start having success as soon as possible. And we just wanted to let you know that you always want to negotiate equity, or a percentage of gross revenue, or stock bond equity, and you want to let them sign the deal. But also at the same time, once they say that number, you also want to use your negotiation strategies, your neuro-linguistic programming, all different types of things like that. Okay, so negotiate equity. A closed mouth never gets fed. The question is always no to, or the answer is always no to a question you never ask. And you're always going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take, or 100% of the shots you don't retake. Just because you didn't get it the first time doesn't mean you can't make it the second. And let them sign the deal. Basically it all speaks for itself. So hopefully with this video, I know for a fact actually with this video, if you apply this, you're going to see some incredible results, just as I have and just as our students have. And this is pretty much it. So do not forget, negotiate equity and let them sign the deal. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video.